Soy champ? Oh, look it, there it goes. It's amazing.
It's here?
I think so. Maybe?
Oh god, you're screwing it up again.
Listen, it's not my fault. I did nothing wrong. I did everything correct. There is nothing
Story
I
of
could
my
have
life.
done. But it's live now. It's live.
No.
Live.
No.
Now, listen very closely.
Okay, so you promised me something very special.
Wait, did I?
You did.
Oh, oh.
You promised me great Sonic content, discourse, and discussion.
I don't know about those last two.
I managed to survive 2020 for this episode, Scarlet Symphony. I managed to brave all kinds of danger. I was in all kinds of peril getting here back to the bar. So surely, in these interesting times, you have something to show me for it.
Well, you see, let me start out with a nice big glass of Jack Daniels and Dr. Pepper. Because, it has to be drank. I need it gone.
Oh, Dr. Pepper, you're a Steins Gate fan.
Is that a motherfucking Steins Gate reference? Dude, you can't stop the doc.
You're so cultured.
23 flavors and spices.
You can't even taste them.
Can't even taste them. What does it taste like? You don't even know. Oh God,
I'm just saying the big issue I have with people saying, "Oh, look how many flavors it's got." You can't even. What?
Point out
Excuse me?
one.
Name one. Pepper? That's fucking disgusting.
Pepper's gross. Yeah, it's what do you do in that situation? Oh my God. The Jack Daniels
You're choking on the pepper. You're choking on the pepper.
I'm not choking on the Jack
I knew it.
Daniels. Jack Daniels is the worst choice I made. Oh.
Absolute state.
So we oh God, sorry. You know it's making my corona come back.
No, it's making it mutate. Get it right.
It's mutating it. We're evolving it with alcohol. Oh, at least I am anyways. Oh. Okay, so I do have a gift for you and the people. It is very important. It is Sonic Mania content.
I love Sonic Mania. You know what? I played Sonic Mania around New Year's. I sat down to it again, and I had a good time. Something about, revisiting old thing, but it's been retooled to be new thing. It's got charm. It's got charm. It's not necessarily something that crutches off nostalgia, if you will. It's a new experience that the old players can enjoy immersing themselves in, but it's familiar enough that newer players won't necessarily be overwhelmed by it. Because Sonic the Hedgehog, fellas, Sonic the Hedgehog is pretty straightforward, right? I had my nephew sit down to it.
Oh.
He caught on so quick. I mean, yeah, he couldn't beat the first boss, but the fact is, this year, he was clearing acts of Green Hill Zone on his own. It was amazing, incredible.
Amazing.
He recognized he could destroy the robots. That he had to collect the rings. That he could explore. Hey, check that out. Explore the stage and find other routes through it. What a scholar, a genius.
A genius. Of course.
He's so young. He's young, but already a genius.
Well,
much like myself. Not to hype myself up or brag, but I have a very big brain. Very, very high IQ. Easily high double digits. Powerful intellect.
Oh, well, that's not what this review says. What? The review is a review.
It's a review.
It is
That's
a
all
review.
you got? Usually some people say, let me think here. Oh, that was a great review. This was an impactful review. This was, I mean, fellas, come on, like how many ways can you present a review to another individual? This was informative. This was an informative review. Necro, what have you found me? What is this?
So, Sonic Mania is out, and spoiler alert, I don't like it very much.
He doesn't like the
Wow, damn!
game,
There it
Jeans.
is. Does it end right here?
Man,
only 5 seconds.
Yeah, only 5 seconds, and unfortunately, that's all the video content. I think we're done here. I think we can pack it up and call it a day.
I didn't like it. You know what?
You know,
Fair. If you don't like, you know what? Let's.
yeah, you
I
got
mean, since this is his whole review, 5 seconds. He doesn't like it.
Yes.
You know what? Fine. Sometimes, old platformer. Now packaged as new platformer just rubs people the wrong way. Maybe this guy likes fighting games. Maybe he likes racing games. You know, the best part about video games is there's always something out there for everybody. If you didn't like that one game, you can find other game. Maybe he had his reasons.
No.
What?
No.
Much. So, let me start off by saying who this review is not for.
Who do you think
Ooh, what?
this review
Wait
is
a minute,
not
wait a
for?
minute. Okay, look.
Yes.
If you have to establish you have to be this tall to ride for a review, that might be a flag. That might be a very, very bad flag.
He's waving it from the rooftops that this is not for
And
you.
I think he's hitting people with it.
Oh no.
Oh my God, there's blood everywhere. So who? Okay, so please, let me hear what this admission is. What's the price of admission?
This review is not for the people who grew up playing the original Sonic games back on the Genesis, or really anyone who considers themselves an existing fan of retro 2D Sonic.
Yeah, so if you've played the games before this isn't for you.
Well, it seems if you've played any of them, if you've played any 2D Sonic, this isn't for you. And excuse me, they've been making. Let me see here. I don't know. This just comes to mind. When was the last Sonic Advance game? 2004. I mean, it's not so bad. And look, they even got a re-release on the Wii U's Virtual Console in 2016. I mean, I know most people don't have Wii U's. I did. I had a Wii U. But I mean, as far as 2D Sonic game, I'm pretty sure that even the fans are still coming up with ROM hacks and homebrewed 2D Sanic games.
Randomizers, yes.
You know, so the idea that the 2D Sonic experience is something exclusive to the 90s, I don't think that's correct. In fact, we have Sonic Mania right here.
Yeah, we have
We have
we
the
have Sonic
latest
Mania
entry.
everywhere.
We have the latest entry of not necessarily 2D Sonic, but true. Is it real Sonic? Maybe.
This is as close to real Sonic as you'll
2017.
get.
So Sonic Mania 2017. It looks like some pretty good Sonic. And in terms of a video game, I mean, talk about baselines for video games. The Sega Genesis and the Super Nintendo, they got it. The Atari was a little bit of a stretch. The Atari is pretty old. I can accept. If you don't want to play the Atari, that's fair. I will say Centipede is very well done, as with Missile Command. You know, the arcade stuff is very well done.
Well, you see,
Deeper game.
but
Well,
that's
that
the
was
thing,
90s.
Jeans.
That was the 90s.
We know who this review is not for, but who?
Okay, so if you have played Sonic the Hedgehog, this review is not for you.
Right. So you're wondering who it's for, and you could assume it's for the other people, but who knows?
If nostalgia is what's driving you to play this game, then you'll enjoy it whatever its faults, and didn't even need to watch this video in the first place, because you probably already
Whatever
own
its
it.
faults.
By the way, did you see him just hit everything?
Yeah, hit every single enemy without even really reacting. The man's nerves are.
They're shot. They're shot. By the way,
I'm too young for this shit. Moves like an old person.
now, Jeans, before I hit play on this again, I want you to notice something about this screen. What do you think stands out to you the most? Just any guess.
Spoil it for me.
It's
what are you
this.
getting at here?
It's his lives.
Well, I mean, one life. I mean, I kind of wanted to say that, but at the same time, it's unnecessarily cruel, right? Hold up.
Oh
Don't
no,
worry,
sweet
don't worry.
boy.
No. Hold up. Let me go get my Nintendo Switch, dare I say based, and let me bring up Sonic Mania for reference. Because again, I did finish it around New Year's. Just, ran through it again, just for the good feeling of wow, that was a fun game.
Oh, no need. Don't worry. He's gonna explain all of this because that's the hint I was dropping. He brings it up.
Now, this review is for the people who want to know if the game itself is actually any good. And as I already spoiled, I would say it's not. So let's do the usual YouTube reviewer thing and get the positives out of the way first. The game is pretty as hell and has fantastic music.
Any objections? I think that's pretty accurate as a statement. Yeah.
Pretty good. Yeah. It's pretty.
You like the music? T. Lopez, whatever you call him. He did this game a really good service. My favorite song in the entire game is the one that's in the West, and you have to play as Knuckles to get it.
Oh man, this dude got a game over on this stage as soon as he hit the boss. Isn't this the one where you run on the road?
Yes.
On the highway?
Oh my god.
Oh jeez.
Now, when I first played through it, I was like, it's really hard to dodge the missiles.
Some of the missiles are just obnoxious.
Yes.
You'll hit a ramp and you're like, ah crap. Well, I'm going to miss this jump now.
Yep.
Oh, this is my life now, I guess.
I guess I'll die. That's you just accept your death when you're in midair. You're like, all right, this is as good
but
as
at least I have
get.
10 lives because I make sure to always collect more than 100 rings each stage.
Oh boy.
Because I don't get hit.
Well,
because I don't go too fast into unknown territory.
Well, but they did good.
Keyword unknown territory.
Bright colors and great music. The people that made this game put in a lot of time.
Okay, so we got the holy trinity of game design, right? We got the visuals, we got the audio. What about the gameplay?
Oh no, the gameplay's bad.
And I admit, for some people, those elements are so exemplary that they might be worth the price of admission alone. But I care about the gameplay in my games, which is where Sonic Mania trips and falls.
And what?
There's not enough liquor for me to drink. Come on.
It's got spin dash. What more could you ask for?
Most
people.
So
most people
the
don't
things
like
that
Sonic
I don't
1
like
'cause you
list
can't
is
spin
as
dash.
follows. Number 1, the game has a live system.
Ooh. Okay.
That's why I played it to get to this point. We're a minute into the video and we immediately get stop-gapped with this.
Look.
I'm gonna leave this here for a second. Let us just drink this one in.
Lives haven't mattered in a Sonic game in quite a while. Let me point that out. For one, they haven't mattered in a long while. I'm pretty sure Sonic CD lets you just straight up continue on the stage you game overed on. I mean, sure, you don't get all of your progress back, like checkpoints and stuff. It doesn't let you do that much. But for game overing, it's surprisingly lenient. I think Sonic 3 does the same thing. It's like, oh, you got a game over? Well, that sucks. But here, you can start at that stage you left off in. So a life system, if anything, it keeps you honest. You can't just endlessly die your way through the entire game. Because let me entertain this thought here. It's all coming to me very slowly.
Yes, no, take your time.
I am watching this pretty blind, so the notes I wrote, nah. I tried to write down what is a real Sonic game, and I wrote all this stuff in preparation for this. None of it applies so far.
Yeah,
it's tragic. A life system, it keeps you honest. I mean, think about it. If in
no, don't worry, it gets worse. By the way.
Oh,
There's another
Just get more
there's
lives. Getting
another
more
sharp
lives.
turn.
Getting more lives is great. Getting more lives is great. Except, as we've established, this guy can't get extra lives to, well, save his life, to acquire extra life. So then what avenues are left to him to not lose them, for one? But he's going to lose them because he's going to run into stuff that he's never seen before. And he's going to get punished for doing stupid shit. And he's going to game over. And apparently, for this guy, rather than taking the game over, taking the L, I think is what the kids call it these days, rather than taking the L and say, man, I'm going to do better on that stage. It's going to force me to start over. But now that I've seen the stage, I'm going to do better. Or maybe, oh, that one route, it didn't feel too good. I'm going to take another route and maybe find some extra lives or some power-ups or more rings or maybe less enemies. I mean, there's so many different things you can do in a Sonic the Hedgehog game. You'll love to see it. It's great. Feels great.
Feels good. Yeah.
Except he probably is not doing that and instead took a game over personally as a personal offense. And that's unfortunate.
Oh, don't worry. There's more to size statement of thing here.
A vestigial relic of coin-operated arcade machines.
Coin operated.
That's only purpose these days is to annoy you. Number 2, instant kill crush deaths are bullshit.
All right, so this is his example when you're at this part.
Chemical plant.
And
is he really? He's gonna try to rush it.
And only serve to make
exactly
the
where
live
he's-
system that much more frustrating.
Really? Did you? Yo, dog, you tried to squeeze through that?
yo fam. I see that you were in a rush. Let me stop you really quick. And I think we're to the next point actually, because he goes pretty quick. He doesn't dwell on them for too long. He just kind of
That's good. That's good. Life's too short.
But don't worry, we got 7 whole minutes left of video.
Number 3, the completely arbitrary 10-minute time limit is bullshit.
You can turn it off. There it is. Bam. Got him. I understand that. What is this? Flying Fortress?
Yes.
No, they called it something else. Flying Battery. I think they
yeah.
called it Flying Battery. I know Flying Battery is a long stage, and when you hit the boss, you are kind of running it a little tight. But I found on my other playthrough last year that you can actually turn the time limit off. And I was surprised. I was like, whoa. We literally, I mean, I didn't ask. You didn't ask. I don't think most Sonic fans asked.
I don't think they cared.
But in any case, I was like, oh, that's really cool to have.
Yeah, we just got it for free. We didn't ask for anything. They were like, you know what?
Put it in.
Here's the thing.
They said, sure, here you go.
Yeah, we're doing it. And we got it. For better or for worse. By the way, he has
take me to get to that part of Flying Battery. It took him 10 minutes to get there, and it doesn't look like he's at the end.
Oh no, he never. He does get to the end, but
Now, if Sonic was all about speed and getting to the end as quick as possible, that'd be fine. But
is it not?
I mean, it is though.
I mean,
It's about going fast, but it's also about going fast responsibly.
But you can't. The game doesn't let you go
fast responsibly.
Oh, but he doesn't want responsibly. He just wants to go fast. Come on.
You need to drink responsibly.
Well, that sounds stupid. Said the guy that's about to wrap himself around a tree. Sure.
and its claims to the contrary, the actual gameplay of these games is a lot slower paced most of the time, generally consisting of explory bits and puzzles, none of which are helped by the constant looming presence of a timer.
Yeah, it's a platforming game.
Holy shit. Wait a minute. It's a platformer? Always has been.
Wait a minute. There's
Always has been.
Oh my god. This is, I would say that this is as worse as it gets, but he does keep going with more bad things.
We do have a lot of time. We got a lot of time.
Now,
left.
to be fair, a lot of this is like shill segment near the end until you get to like.
Look, Sonic 1, platformer. Sonic 2 had a lot of speed,
but it was
a fucking platformer.
That was
Sonic
platformer.
3 was way more platformer than Sonic 1. And while I'm not a big fan of Sonic 3 myself, I can still respect it.
Of course.
Sonic CD was like a free roam platformer where you could travel through time and explore the arguably 3 different stages.
Mm-hmm.
You had to explore the entire stage to find in the past, in the future, these robot factories. Like, huh? To 100% the game, you either have to destroy all the robot factories or you get all the time stones. I went for the time stones because, let's be real, that's a lot easier than exploring the entire stage. But the option was out there.
Mm-hmm.
It was out there. It's a platformer.
But this is too platformy.
A platformer that you can do fast. But how do we go fast? With experience.
You don't.
With experience.
But the cherry on top of the custard pie
him
being
run into
thrown at your face here is that the timer is pointless too. Because when you die by going over time, you're only sent back to the last checkpoint, not the start of the level. And
Okay. Would you rather them send you back to the start of the level?
You see, and this is why when you bring up things,
If anything, no, this guy, to talk about whoosh.
well, you can't win with them. Because
Well,
if
it
you go
kicks
back
him-
to the
it kicks him-
beginning, he
well, it
complains
kicks
about
him-
it being hard. When you go back to the checkpoint, oh, well, it doesn't serve any purpose.
It punished him for going slowly and said, okay, well, since you are that slow, here, you can start from your little checkpoint. We're going to take a life for that. We're going to start your checkpoint. We're going to reset the time for you. But when you get there, when that happens to you, you'd be like, man, I could have ran that a little bit faster. I mean, it's great the game's having mercy on me right now, but, I know there's a way to go faster, and I just didn't do it.
No, that sounds hard. This game's hard, okay? Come on.
I don't want to replay a game to
Actually,
get better at it.
This
That's
is one of the
stupid.
easier levels to beat in less time. I think I had maybe one time out when I was near the end of it, but that was like on my first playthrough. Everything after that subsequently was like, I had like 7 whole minutes left. It was... You can't do it.
And never, okay, no, here, just like chat says, he never played a 2D Sonic game, and he's played Sonic Mania for the first time and decided, you know what, all Sonic games are like this. Bullshit.
Yeah, I wish Sonic games were like
bullshit.
this. I wish they were like this when I was a kid, man. I would never have stopped when I got near the last level on Sonic 2. You kidding me?
Wait, you gave up in Sonic 2?
When I was a kid, I remember this day very vividly. I was in the factory one where you do like the run on the bolts, the nuts thing.
Was it Metropolis?
I think so. Like the really machiny one.
Oh, it's got the gears and the
Yeah.
pipes and the...
Yeah, the little steam pump things. Yeah, it's almost like this in a way. And I played through that, and I'm
so smart.
I died when because back then I was like terrible. I'm a fucking bad gamer. So when I'm playing through it, I was like, oh man, it's gonna take me forever to get
I'll
back
spoil
there.
this for you. Metropolis is the child filter.
It is.
Just like Sonic 1 with the Labyrinth Zone. That was a child filter.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
I say this because I got walled by Labyrinth as a kid.
Yeah, I did too.
And then playing Sonic 2, one of the biggest challenges was getting through Metropolis.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
Makes sense. You gave up?
I mean, gave up, but I never stopped playing the game. I always tried to get better.
Good. Hey, fellas, remember when we could just keep playing a game all day? And now that we hit, current year, we realize, man, that was actually a really small game.
I know. You hit game, and you're like, oh man, it's 10 minutes long.
What do you mean I put in that many hours in Sonic the Hedgehog? What the hell?
It's insanity.
That can't be right.
But again, if you're this guy, you complain about, well, if the game starts me over.
I didn't beat the game my first try. It sucks.
Game bad.
That's the only explanation.
The game is bad. Come on. What are you talking about?
and the timer is just reset to 0 from there. So that means the timer isn't something you ever pay attention to, because the punishment for failing amounts to an inconvenience. So
I would rather that be the case.
As he runs out of lives.
Yep,
Tick,
slowly
tick,
but surely.
tick, dude. Tick, tick, tick.
so its only purpose is to occasionally kill you for no reason.
No, there was a good reason.
Yeah, you know,
I'll let chat connect the dots as what the reason was.
Yeah, they think they're owed a victory in a game solely because they bought it. Facts. Well, that's what, oddly enough, I can say it now because we're not on twitch.tv, but that's what DSP does. The game, if the game lets him be godlike and he does everything perfectly, he loves the game. If there's no risk of fail, DSP loves the game. If he so much as, oh, I didn't do that, what, the game did this and I couldn't do anything about it, it's immediately the game's fault. The game sucks. It's the same thing with this guy. Oh man, it's an inconvenience and this game does it for no reason. No, there's a reason to it. There's always a rhyme and a reason. You just, I don't know, figure it out. It's a platformer game.
You could literally replace the timer with just occasional random death, and it would be functionally identical.
Good.
Except because of the limited live system, sometimes that minor inconvenience gets upgraded to a controller throwing, hair pulling rage quit.
Wait, what? What did you just admit to?
I
You pull
would
your
love
hair and throw your controllers, sir?
Well, I would love to just go through and make sure that he has never broken a controller, but this was almost a self-admission. Would you agree? I told you this video was paid.
Do people really hold up. Where's the I know there's photos out there of people trashing their basements because they lost a match at Tekken.
Yeah, you know what? That's one thing I do want to watch on stream once.
Games, look, raging, losing a really close match in a fighting game. Sure.
Yes.
Baby is it baby rage? Is that what we call it on Twitch?
On
Twitch.tv?
Twitch.television. Yes.
Baby raging over
Yes.
Sonic the Hedgehog. Ooh, that's spicy. My nephew will get frustrated and die in horrible ways in Sonic the Hedgehog. But he doesn't do anything to that controller that I lent him.
Now,
he doesn't do a thing to it.
I will admit something to you and chat alike.
He'll quit, but he's like 8.
Well, I mean,
he has that right. As a child, he has that right.
Well,
if Sonic the Hedgehog is not going the way he wants and he doesn't want to learn today, fine. He doesn't have to play it. But this sounds like somebody who's got a few more years on him.
Yeah,
and shouldn't be throwing controllers.
Yeah. Well, and
I don't know. It just makes me think.
Well, this is the thing that I will admit to you and chat. The last time I almost broke a controller was actually pretty recently. I say recently, it was within the last 3 or 4 years.
What were you playing?
Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered.
Oh man, see.
Now, okay, you're probably
can't get
thinking
between you and Call of Duty.
Well,
No, we get it.
No,
we
you were
get it.
thinking, oh well, man, he really raged at multiplayer.
Did he
it
really
was-
land that tube? Did somebody land a really sick
No,
tube?
it wasn't even multiplayer. It was the single player. It was Mile High Club on Veteran. And if you've played,
you
you know,
joke, right? I'm pretty sure it goes harder than that.
No, Veteran is the hardest difficulty on Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. And I sat there and I was like, oh man, I breezed through this like on the Xbox 360 and I have the achievement for it. I get to the remaster.
You've got receipts, huh?
I do. I got the receipts. And I got it and I was like, oh my god, this is like one of the hardest trophies, one of the hardest achievements to get. I play it in the remaster. And it's a little bit fundamentally different because they changed some animations and they changed the way that some of the things function. Fine, okay. But I got to this point where I was going through it and I was like, wait, why am I dying this way? And I played it for almost an hour
Just
straight.
Dodge bullets, dude.
Literally impossible.
Just dodge hit scan.
Like the Veteran, and that's not even really the problem. Like you could take it slow, but then the timer runs out. And you have to almost execute that mission flawlessly to get it. And I was.
Did you keep playing, son?
I stopped when I started throwing. I actually threw my controller once against the wall, and then I got it back up, and then I played it again, and then I kept failing. No, and then I kept failing 5 more times, and then I chucked it at my table.
Necro, what are you doing?
Listen, that was the only time I've ever really acted out of rage.
You're undermining the entire video.
No, I'm not.
It's embarrassing.
Okay, well,
What are
Call
you
of Duty is different.
Oh my God, what the fuck are you doing?
Call of Duty's different. Listen,
Call of Duty campaign?
the mission was hard.
Now, all of these things mentioned so far are annoyances, but none of them would have been deal breakers for me. No, the big thing that really sours my opinion towards the game is that I think the main gameplay of the 2D Sonics is inherently flawed.
What do you think?
Maybe he needs to play something more his speed, a baby game like Super Mario. Something that won't challenge him too hard.
Well, what do you think the gameplay issue that he has is?
The game is supposed to be fast, but it's not fast enough. I can only presume. This isn't even a hate of Sonic Mania. This seems like a hatred of Sonic.
It's just well, he said
because Sonic Mania hits all of the little checkboxes for a Sonic game. It's literally a Sonic game.
Well, yeah.
Look, listen here. If you were to put this into an oven, and you were to roast Sonic Mania to get to its core components, burn off everything else, it would come out looking the exact same because it's literally Sonic the Hedgehog. It's literally a Sonic. It's pure Sonic-tanium. It doesn't get any purer than that. It doesn't.
It really doesn't. Like,
it really doesn't.
Well, I mean, in the fan games, they've gotten almost everything down to a science.
They've got 20 to 30 years of experience with Sonic the Hedgehog.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, Sonic.
They know what a Sonic game is.
The little things like Sonic Galactic, like the demo that you can play, like that is phenomenal, and it feels so good. The gameplay is just real goddamn kino, and it plays like old school Sonic, but I would say that it plays much better. It has the feel. He hates the feel. I'm pretty sure.
Just hate Sonic Mania. I'm pretty sure this is going to segue into just complaints about Sonic in general.
As I touched on before, Sonic has this reputation as a fast game.
There it is.
Gotta go fast, bada.
Oh yeah, this is gonna be cringe. This is gonna be cringe. I can't. I don't know where it ends, but just know the cringe.
Gotta go fast, bada. But the only place where that ever really happens is in the scripted segments where they don't put endless bullshit in your path and allow Sonic to speed up for more than 2 seconds at a time.
Well, did it feel good or did it not? Like
every time.
Look, Sonic 2 is a lot of those segments.
Yes.
So Sonic 2 sounds like something more his speed. Sonic 1, it had its little speed, very fast moments. And then it gets back to platforming, just like Sonic Mania does.
It's
Sonic 3, same principles. What? Sonic CD. Oh shit, you wouldn't believe. Speed in Sonic CD is integral to going into the past and the future. There's whole segments in Sonic CD set up for you to build speed. It's
but listen, I would almost equate this to something like a cutscene.
Spin dash. Spin dash gives you speed anytime. If you really need it, if you get stuck somewhere and you're like, oh man, I really wish I was going faster right now, spin dash. Spin.
You drop down and
mash the spin.
Yeah.
Off you go.
You're gone. You're going fast. Congratulations, you've went fast.
But those are just set pieces, and they really only amount to holding left for a few seconds before going back to the main, much slower and more methodical gameplay.
He jumps right into a spider's claws.
Well, and again,
he ran into that ceiling first, so he actually had time to recognize, there's a threat before me. I'm going off this speed, really, really fast high. The game has made it very clear we're going back to the platforming now, and I shall jump into this enemy's arms.
Wow, this guy looks pretty handsome. Better jump into his arms. Wait, no, you can't explode on me. Yeah, that's.
And look, there's spikes right there. If the spider didn't get him, I guarantee the spikes would.
Maybe both of them get him? I mean, knowing him.
What did you just
which
say?
Is annoying to me. Now, the game wants you to explore, as evidenced by the fact there are multiple paths through each level, but I wouldn't really call that exploring, especially when you hit points of no return every 2 feet.
Okay. So multiple playthroughs going different routes. Cool.
That's not a good game, okay, Jeans? That's not a good game.
Not good gamerino? Is that what you're going to say to me?
It's not good game.
All that these huge levels really amount to in the end is a series of tunnels that funnel you into one of 2 or 3 directions.
Huh?
It's not like a Metroidvania like Hollow Knight.
Because it's not a Metroidvania. What is this?
What?
This is the part I wanted to get to.
What? What?
This is kind of the part I wanted to get to.
I gotta.
You know what? Hang on. Did
you just shoot me?
This is the
What did you
part where I
just do
can
to
play
me?
the Sonic music. Hang on.
Oh wow. Yeah, play it. Why haven't you been playing it?
Well, because this is the
Play it.
clown mode part.
Yeah, the whole thing is clown mode.
By the way, muffler guy of
Huh?
pre-established necrolords outside. Why does he do this? This isn't like a Metroidvania game because it's not a Metroidvania.
What the fuck? Oh man, you're on a time limit. You're on a time limit. You're supposed to find your way to the end of the zone. Oh man, when you go down different paths, they kind of keep you, on those paths with some branching arcs, maybe even ways to get to other paths along the way. But for the most part, it's yeah, no shit, it isn't a fucking Metroidvania. It's kind of a race against the clock, don't you think?
No, the clock
I
is an
don't-
inconvenience, remember?
I don't know if I'd want it to be structured like a Metroidvania, where I have to go find a power-up to open a fucking door when I'm on a clock. I mean, that's...
Oh, don't worry, the comparison comes up more than once.
Oh,
I
sorry,
promise.
Samus. I know you're on a time limit here, but you need to go find 5 missiles before we let you to the end of the stage.
He does. Don't worry, I'm not gonna spoil it for you, but I think you'll really appreciate it. By appreciate, I mean you'll hate it.
Where you can actually explore the environment and become
But you
familiar with
are!
it. It's more like you take whichever path is the most obvious and then go down that one until you reach
But you
an
don't
ending.
have to!
Jeans,
But you don't have to go down the obvious route!
I know that, but apparently he doesn't.
No,
know
you didn't.
that.
No, you didn't. You were nodding your head in agreement.
Well, I was, but I know because I played it.
Son of a bitch. You betrayed me.
Listen, the guy knew. He wants it to be a Metroidvania game instead.
Or a wall. And on top of that, the game just isn't fun to explore.
How?
Oh.
How? What?
No,
Like,
please,
I
I
don't
want to
know
hear
if it's
this.
fair to blame Sonic Mania for this or not, but every single piece of Sonic media that I have ever seen has conditioned me to the idea that the games are about speed.
Oh my god, he's still whining about marketing. No. I've talked about this. I've talked about this in the
You
past
have,
before.
yes.
The Grudge, the Nintodler Menace. I can say that. I'm allowed to say that. I
Oh,
don't
of
play
course.
too much Sega shit. The Nintodler Menace love to complain about Sonic the Hedgehog.
Of
And
course.
one of the things they love to complain about the most is marketing. Sega's marketing said mean things about base Nintendo. And it's like, gee, who cares? It's been like 20, 30 years.
Dude, it's engraved in their brains, and like you said, he's been conditioned.
Generational trauma. And this dude's expressing some trauma. This dude has been abused.
That's
by
what I was
Sega
gonna say.
Somehow.
Yeah, he's been abused, and now he has like this weird Stockholm syndrome where he has to play the game because he wanted to review this. I guess. This is don't worry. It does indeed get worse, and it gets more cringe.
So every time a running set piece finishes and the game goes, okay, time to slow down and methodically get
No, it's
through
platformer
this
time.
puzzle.
No, Sonic, no! That's him. Is it Sonic the Hedgehog is busting down the door and saying, it's platforming time, and this dude's sitting here screaming, no!
No, I can't have this in my video game, Marino.
Oh my god, I have to play it?
Wait, I actually have to do things in game?
Which one is it? Which one is it? Does he want a bunch of scripted fast events?
Yes.
To the end of the level?
He
Or
wants Sonic Forces.
Or does he want it to commit to platforming?
He wants Sonic Forces.
Sonic Forces will fucking kill you if you make a bad choice. I should know. I saw my nephew and I saw my sister play Sonic Forces, and it'll kill a man if you play it wrong.
Yeah. Well,
It wasn't even like bugs. It wasn't even like bugs. No, it will straight up kill you because it's like a normal 3D Sonic the Hedgehog. Of here's your endless pits, bro. It's a platformer.
It's a platformer first, and he's
Sonic the Hedgehog. Look, listen here, all of you, all the masses out there, and all the wannabe Zoomerinos that want to complain about Sonic the Hedgehog. It's a platformer. Always has been.
always has been. As
the little hedgehog can go fast, but that's at your own risk. It always has been.
always, every time, because you can hit something and it'll do something.
If anything, Sonic Mania is polite about how it handles the platforming.
It really
instead
is.
of just straight up letting you run into a hazard, it'll run you out of that little speed segment and say, okay, it's gonna consciously show you, okay, it's done. We had you fly off a little ramp and you landed on a little platform, and now the platforming commences. Instead of just letting you zip right into a pile of spikes. It could have done any number of things to signal it's platform time. But Mania chooses the polite route and says, okay, you're going to spin up into the air here and lose your momentum, and then you're going to land on your feet, and we're going to start platforming again. Like, damn. If only all of our games could have that kind of design.
But
Purposeful design.
game is hard.
Thought out.
Listen, you got bad things in your game, Genes. Just admit it.
I start frothing at the mouth like a rabid dog and wildly mashing the controller while chanting, gotta go faster, 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 faster,
And
go,
this-
go,
and
go, go,
this-
go, go, go.
Is why you fail.
This is cringe, hardcore, unfiltered cringe.
No, how old is he? Now I'm asking. Now I'm asking.
You know,
Listen, I'm asking.
I'm no longer asking. I actually don't know.
Oh, he's verified.
He has 158,000 subscribers.
This is
by
an
the way.
adult. This is an adult.
He probably
This
is
is
an
a
adult.
full-grown adult. I was actually giving him the benefit of the doubt. That's so sad.
It's
Oh wow, that hurt.
he's a guy.
I don't watch YouTube, so I didn't know who this was, but now I'm happy. Ugh.
It's not fun. But even the speedy segments in the game have issues.
Okay.
Wait, so I could go fast, but those have
I want to go
issues.
fast, but the fast also sucks.
Okay.
Like, here's a question. You go into this loop holding right, but then you're upside down. Now,
Why are you
do
holding
you need
right?
to
Well, yeah, he said. Well, he had to correct it in his little thing. He was like, "Well, I was holding left. Sorry, guys. Left in this case." So he's holding
Does the dude
left.
not watch his own footage?
Nope.
keep holding right or start holding left? Who knows? I don't.
Okay. I want to be. I want to be you for a
I've
second.
I've got an easy solution to this.
Let it go.
Well, I mean, I guess you want to be me for a moment.
Yeah.
You do you. You do me, and then I will give you the solution to this conundrum.
That's a little weird. All right. So he asked this question here. Let me back up. Let me back up here. So he asked this question about, okay, should I keep holding left when I'm going up here? Do I keep holding left or do I start holding right when I get up here? So he is met with, okay, well, I held left. Oh, I dropped. And now I got to go back and do it again. And so his answer should have changed. Oh, I guess I don't keep holding left. I hold right, and that will accomplish what I need it to.
Ladies and gentlemen, I have the solution, and it is not that. It is neither. It is neither left or right. It's the woke centrist position.
Just don't
When
do
he
anything.
when he accelerates on the sled and is launched into the loop, he should have gently tapped down to spin.
Yeah, he could have did that
And
too.
the spin ball alone would carry him, momentum alone, the entire way. No inputs required. No inputs required. The momentum alone would have taken him. In fact, I'll stream it today. I'll stream some Sonic Mania. I will demonstrate.
That's fair. We get Sonic stream today.
Start holding left. Who knows? I don't.
The man has never
but
played
what I
a
do
Sonic
know is
game
that
in his
regardless,
life and doesn't understand the movement.
Well, no. And of course,
Because whenever these little segments come up in any Sonic game, my first instinct is to spin.
yeah.
Because that's how Sonic goes fast.
Yes. I am programmed also the same way.
You'll roll into a ball on a ramp, you go fast.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. What is that? What is that loop if not a series of ramps?
Listen,
Spin.
you're making too much sense, okay? This game's just not good, okay? You're making excuses.
I am stating the natural law of the world.
Of the world.
Of the
Listen,
world.
which choice I picked,
This guy
Sonic always
denies
ended up
science.
screeching to a halt and making me fall.
Denies science and really fucks it up repeatedly, and thought including it in this video was a good idea.
Well, it's you know that you
It
know
proves
the
I'm right.
well you know the video. You're not the video. You know the Twitter account. X posting their L's online.
Scrub. This is scrub posting.
This is
This is scrub posting.
This is Scrub posting. Scrub's posting their L's online. This is the video. He's posting the L right here. You don't even have to look for it. He's telling you how he's bad. Look at it.
Or how it's impossible to see enemies coming when going at even a moderate speed.
Don't go too fast if you don't know what's ahead of you.
Oh my god.
And for that matter, determining what does and doesn't hurt you is always a fun game to play.
He doesn't know what's gonna kill you. Everything.
Sharp things are sharp.
Yeah, that's what I said. Look, you see the spikes right there. They, it's safe to assume those are probably not gonna keep you safe. I mean,
Maybe he's got something that's deceiving. Hold up. Let's give him a moment to explain what happened.
okay.
Like, oh look, here's a giant robot spider boss fight that practically spells out death for you. Better stay away from that, right? No, you can actually go up and rub your face in it. Doesn't hurt you.
It's got rounded edges. In fact, the body of it looks like a bumper from past Sonic levels.
Listen, that's too much thinking, okay? I don't want to
Look,
think.
even the legs have little rounded edges, little balls at the end. Huh?
You're making too much sense.
And look, he's at 2 minutes, 38 seconds. He's already timed out once.
Yes.
Nice.
And he's been sitting at this boss for the past 10 hours, probably.
But
6
God help you if you ever get squished by a moving box.
Don't jump there. It's closing. Why would it allow you? Why would these boxes allow you to exist between them? What do you expect to happen?
I just
What should
cartoon
happen?
my way out of it. Come on, he's a cartoon.
Why does Sonic not become a sandwich?
Why does he not,
Why does he not pancake?
because...
But here's the thing. Despite all of these problems holding the gameplay back,
Problems?
it's still way too easy.
It's
Hang on, I got a perfect clip. Here you go, chat.
the dude can't look. Listen to here. This dude can't make it to the end of the acts in the time limit. The guy constantly runs out of lives and is forced to continue the game from the start of an act or the stage in general. And he's telling the audacity of this bitch is telling me it's too easy.
The game is way
This guy
too easy.
is literally on the precipice of saying this is the Dark Souls of platformers. And yet, butters out as too easy, though. Nice try, guys, but this is too easy.
This is why I said this video is pain. And when I saw the first couple of seconds, like we did, like the first minute, I was like, okay, this seems like a pretty standard video, whatever. And I think I did it on stream, actually, on Twitch, and I watched a little bit more of it, and I said, oh no, this is This is much worse than I thought. Jeans has to look at this. Jeans
The resident Sega fan needs to see this.
Yeah,
shit.
the guy needs to have this video in his eyes. He needs to process this video for me. That's all I saw. I didn't know what I was looking at.
Madness.
This is premium content that only we could find somehow.
Sorry, is this a comedy? Is this like a comedy skit? Because
You know-
nobody's laughing.
No. Sadly enough, this is a real video.
If anything,
Unless
I'm
you
laughing
play-
out of disbelief.
I know it's
This is real.
I almost thought this was a troll video when I first saw it.
Oh, this is like quality bait. What do you mean it isn't bait?
Oh, whoops.
On
No, this
speed
is what we're gonna eat tonight. No, dude, that's bait. You're gonna go out there. You're gonna go back out to that freaking lake, and you're gonna fish me up something.
Fish him
'Cause
out.
I ain't eating that.
running the game, the most skill you will ever need is the ability to hold right and jump whenever you hit a wall or an enemy, and then go back to holding right.
As he loses all of his rings,
That's
the man has no chill. He loses all of his rings. He bleeds rings.
Yeah.
There is by the end of that game, Sonic was covered in scars because he never
Battle
knew how to
worn.
stop.
He was battle worn.
He
battle
never knew how to
tested.
stop.
Never.
Is it battle testing or is it self-harm? We don't know.
Oh boy.
Sonic, go to therapy, please.
We want to see you.
And the fact that you're invincible as long as you have at least one ring means that anything that isn't a boss fight barely requires you to be awake. You can just run through the level
in that
at
case,
top
has he
speed,
ever collected
getting
100
hit
rings before?
But
Has he ever have? I'm not even gonna say have sex. I say have 100 lives, life cell, because he complains about the number of lives while never trying to improve his living situation.
what?
There's
Yeah.
not enough lives. The lives are so vestigial. I hate running out of them though.
Oh man.
Well, there's a way to get more, buddy.
But he doesn't know that.
every 2 feet, grabbing one of your rings,
Never
and running
played
forward
Sonic.
again as you continue to tank hit after hit after hit.
Suboptimal play, dude. How do you time out? Listen here. How do you time out if you just run through everything?
Right.
If it really is so easy and you're so invincible, how are you timing out? Oh, it's because you're dog shit at platformers. Oh,
Now, the main
shit.
argument
You know, DSP's not even this bad at the game. I watched DSP play this entire game. And
Because
he
DSP has functioning nerve
well,
endings.
okay, so he complained
He can
about
actually look. Listen here. DSP can actually transmit commands from his brain through his spinal column to his hands. That's not happening here. This guy, there's no function.
yeah.
Eyes are receiving signals. It's sending them to the brain. The brain is supposed to be processing this image and reacting. to
Where's
what's
the
happening on
FOV
screen.
slider?
The neurons aren't activating.
But where's the FOV slider? I need to see everything.
The neurons are not firing.
Well-
They're not kicking off.
Well, again, yeah, it was
This is brain dead gameplay.
yeah, the DSP This Is How You Don't Play a Sonic Mania is a really good This Is How You Don't Play. It is if you find it and you watch all of it, you're like, wow. Like Phil's not that great at games, but he's better than this dude.
Better and at least more persistent about it.
Yes.
Because
Phil
this guy played it once and just didn't bother.
I don't think he has
Didn't
any
bother
footage.
reflecting. He didn't bother reflecting on what had happened to him.
Dude,
He just blamed the game.
Yeah, the special stage is fucking good. But like he doesn't have any footage of after this. Like after like the first couple of stages, like the spider one, there's nothing else. There's no ice level, the one with like the forest, like the wood chipper
You
and all that
expect
stuff.
him to survive. You expect him to survive stuff like Lava Reef,
No.
Hydro City. Did you expect him to survive Hydro City?
Hydrocity. What
There's no
people
way, there's
call
no way.
Hydrocity. Oh my god. Yo, he doesn't have any footage of that. It's all this first stage, which means that he just gave up. And when I say I
Good.
gave up, like for like the
Good.
day,
I'm glad he gave up.
I'm good.
I'm glad he gave up and then broadcasted to everybody that was listening that he's a dipshit.
True.
I'm proud of him. I'm proud of him. Proud,
I know that I'm
proud retard.
He's yeah, he is that.
Incredibly based.
going to hear in defense of my criticisms is that they're being faithful to the originals. And I would agree. You could take all my criticisms for Sonic Mania and apply them equally well to the original games.
Yikes, dude. Just say you don't like Sonic.
Yeah, it really does kind of boil down to that.
He really, well, he's starting to get back to it. Oh, well, in that case, my criticism, if you can even call it that, applies to all the other ones too. It's like, gee, man, who forced you to play this?
Dude, even then, so
who did this to you?
He's too young. He is too young to understand about any games that were from the what I would call the retro period. I mean,
full-grown adult is too young to play a game that kids were raised on.
Yes, and it shows.
Like, huh?
Well, it's you play.
Kids are able to play this shit.
Dude, Contra back in the day? Are you kidding me? There's no way. This dude is not a gamer. He's not a gamer, despite his channel being about video games.
Is it? That sucks.
I
I feel bad for anyone who has to put up with that shit.
Actually, hang on. I can like kind of show you. So here's the guy's YouTube channel. God Hand. Why you should play God Hand.
What?
He's a weeb, by the way.
Excuse me? He can eat up things like God Hand.
Yeah.
But can't even comprehend little blue hedgehog jump.
He loves
Hey,
Cuphead.
man, this blue hedgehog jumps. Yeah, but
But again,
I don't get it.
top 10 best Gen 1 Pokemon. He
makes tier lists.
look at all these
Okay,
great
that's gross.
videos. He's
Anyway,
literally
back to the
here.
video, please. This dude's kind of gross. He's kind of grossing me out right now.
He's just living here, dude.
Is
And
he?
that leads us on to a whole other discussion of whether or not Sonic Mania should have tried to fix the flaws of the original, considering the whole point of the game was just to be more of the original Sonic games.
What flaws? As he jumps into a boss that is blood red, therefore warning him that it will do him damage should he jump into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a flaw, dude. Yeah, enemies hurt you. That's a flaw. Sure.
It's
Sure, kiddo.
It's not a feature. It's a flaw. Shut up.
I mean, on one hand, I can kind of admire the commitment to being faithful to the originals,
By the way,
And drops.
but on
Down
the
you
other
go.
hand, that just means the problems of those games are still problems now.
Those rotating platforms were shown off all throughout the stage before it even got to a death pit. And yet, when he sees it, when the elevator forces him to ride it down and see the rotating platform, he ran through the thought process of, do I wait a second to let this thing run through a cycle? Because it's probably about to drop. He says, nah, I gotta go fast, though.
I know.
I obeyed my...
I gotta go. Like, dude, I have to go fast.
Down he goes.
Dude, when am I not going fast? Come on.
Why no fast?
What? There's no fast here. Better make it on my own. he's
No, I'm dead.
He's playing this game like
But God Hand-
5-year-old
man,
me
God
was
Hand's
playing
so
this.
fucking good, man. Oh man, you just don't get it.
It's a different level.
And I'm not gonna give shitty mechanics a pass just because, well, that's how it always was, because that attitude is inherently anti-progress.
Anti-progress. Sorry, fellas. Look, we did progress in Sonic the Hedgehog, and it didn't work.
Fuck, we gotta go back, dude. 3D
Fuck, we
Sonic.
actually do have to go back.
Dude, it's not working. Go back, please. It's inherently anti-progress, dude. Watch.
And leads to shitty traditions that will be better left forgotten.
What should be forgotten exactly?
Like bleeding to cure diseases or family gatherings or whatever. Of course, I imagine the devs were trying to stay as close as possible to the original games for fear that the game might pick up some of the bad habits that modern Sonic has from trying to evolve.
Jeans, I'll let you go on this rant because you know more, way more, about the transition to 3D Sonic than I do. I know I hated it.
Transitioning to 3D is hard. No, I'll say it. 3D is hard. Sonic Adventure wasn't really an ideal 3D Sonic game. Sonic Adventure 2 just kind of built on the story, and it handled a little bit better. Sonic Heroes, where it felt great. But again, it's one of the things where each 3D Sonic game, because platforming in 3D is frankly awful, they've had to focus on more of what special feature does this game have, you know? And that's fair. And that's fair.
But you have the drop dash thing now.
I love the homing attack. The homing attack makes 3D Sonic way more bearable.
Oh yeah, but
imagine not having the homing attack. Imagine trying to leap from each platform, but you gotta nail it. You gotta nail the leap instead of just jumping to where you want to go. 3D is hard.
It is.
It's hard to make, is what I'm saying. It's hard to make, and I the developers that are in that position, bless their hearts.
Has he played Crash 4? Oh my god. Now I have to find out. Now I need to know. The guy. I don't think he's played Crash 4, to be fair. I don't know, he's played,
Dude's gotta go through a bunch of weeb shit first.
Yeah, I gotta go through a bunch of weeb shit. No Man's Sky is too big. How Niantic fucked up Pokemon Go 4 years ago. Top 5 plot holes in Portal 2. Top 5 worst things in Fallout 4. By the way, this is what the guy looks like. The kid, the guy. He,
Well, that's unfortunate. Anyway.
That's the guy, dude. I don't think he's played Crash 4. I think he's very much pro Nintendo for the most part.
Yeah, forget playing Sonic Mania. I should play a 3D Sonic game for the stream. That's what I should do.
Sonic 3D Blast, dude.
That's not 3D.
Oh no, it's called 3D Blast in the title.
Yeah, but I mean, you know better.
But removing tiny annoyances like the live systems and time limit isn't going to suddenly transform the game into Sonic 06 behind our backs.
Wait. James, did you hear what I heard?
Okay, look, because he's never played a Sonic game in his life, we got to remember this. He's never played a Sonic game in his life. He's invoking Sonic 06 in order to, to get that connection. To get that connection. He's trying to connect with the peepo that are watching this, trying to win them over to his side.
Should I be stupid? Should I be stupid on YouTube? Look, 158,000 subscribers and
he's trying to hoodwink them all. He's saying, okay, but Sonic's bad actually, but we need it needs to innovate, it needs to be progressive. Oh, hey guys, but it won't be as bad as Sonic 06. What's Sonic 06? As he quickly thumbs through Google of what was Sonic 06 again? I know people have said it's bad, but I need to look up some YouTube videos of people talking about Sonic 06 to really get what they're talking about. Again, this guy doesn't know what the fuck's going on here.
What?
He doesn't know what's going on here.
I'm having this weird
It's not gonna turn into
moment.
Sonic 06 behind our backs. Sonic 06 fucking happened, dude. As soon as it went away from 2D, Sonic 06 was inevitable. It was inevitable. Sonic 06, look, some of you might not like hearing this, but Sonic 06 was kind of Sonic Adventure 3.
Whoops.
If you didn't like Sonic Heroes and you didn't think Sonic Heroes was Sonic Adventure 3, well, I got great news for you. They made Sonic 06, and it was for you.
That's harsh.
They made Sonic Adventure 3. And yeah, turns out it had all the same problems Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 had. Damn, who could have saw that coming?
But Sonic, those games are good. Why?
No, they handle like shit.
Yeah, why didn't this
Just
review
like Sonic 06.
the best game, Sonic R? Sonic R has the best soundtrack. The soundtrack is held back by the awful game.
Stop it! You're hurting yourself.
It hurts itself in confusion. It's such a good soundtrack, but it's a mid game.
I mean, look at Shovel Knight.
If you want, okay, look.
Oh my god, I did.
Listen here. If you want a game that leans hard on nostalgia, yeah, you could say Sonic Mania. Sure, maybe you'd have a case. You would have a case in court. Maybe you could get it into the court before it's dismissed. And they say, no, it's actually significantly different from old Sonic game. Because Sonic Mania is. It actually is. It's significantly different. Some of the old stages, the callback stages, start like what you remember.
Exactly.
But then it quickly picks up into new stage gimmicks, new environments, all kinds of cool shit. So Sonic Mania is actually pretty new, all things considered. Shovel Knight was literally designed on the premise of, oh, it's just like the NES games you remember. It's just like NES game you remember. If there's something that's got member berries, it's Shovel Knight.
Of course.
So for this guy to immediately say, Sonic Mania, oh, it's just too old, it's too retro. Well, here's your Shovel Knight, bro. Here's your NES inspired platform.
Well, this is the game that he wanted to play.
Good, then he should fucking play it and never come back.
That was a game that successfully took concepts from old games and brought them up to date while keeping the good and getting rid of the bad.
You know, I would ask what the bad is, but at this point, I don't think we even know.
Did he even finish Shovel Knight? I mean, with his problems platforming in Sonic the Hedgehog, I can't imagine him pulling off platforming tricks in Shovel Knight. Unless that's to say Shovel Knight is brain dead, but I'd hate to say that. That's not fair.
Well, people love the game. Yeah, it's not fair because the game is.
I really enjoy watching Shovel Knight speedruns. Like, this is some pretty good shit.
Yeah.
Obviously, this guy doesn't have it in him to speedrun, but
he could at least just not compare two different games.
It is possible to do that while keeping the original spirit of the game intact.
Wow,
now, I'm not saying those tiny changes would have made the game perfect, because as I've discussed, I think the main gameplay of the 2D Sonics is just inherently
Again,
flawed.
that elevator. The elevator was showing him a danger. The elevator was restricting his movement for him to recognize a hazard was ahead of him, and he just runs right into it.
Wait, so Jesparza said, I just realized this is Sai. Isn't this the same dude who literally tried to copy and paste Digi's analytical review and editing style? I haven't seen his anime stuff yet. I may cover him in the future.
Oh boy.
Probably
we just found you a new friend.
I know, a new friend. New friends are always welcome to the channel. I saw this video. I don't know what I was looking up, but I decided to look up something. Like, I think I might have typed in something about anime, and then I saw on his channel that there was this video, and boy, I think this is easily the worst rated video on Sai's channel. I couldn't imagine why.
But it would have helped if nothing else. So far as I'm concerned, Retro 2D Sonic is part of a bygone age.
A bygone age, huh?
Yep.
Where most kids only had 1 or 2 games, and where something like Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 were 10 out of 10s by virtue of just existing.
All right, yeah, you got it.
They're still 10 out of 10s?
They
what's this supposed to mean? Look, okay, fine. I'll retread some old fucking arguments I've had.
Okay, fair enough.
So people probably wonder. I mean, they probably don't, but they would at some point. Would wonder why I shit on newer games as hard as I do, and why I'm kind of skeptical whenever a new console comes out or any stuff like that. Skeptical for new sequels even. And that's because I have the power position of saying, yeah, the greatest games have already been made. It's the responsibilities of new games to come up with new experiences, or better gameplay. So Sonic 1 and 2 being 10 to 10s? Absolutely. Why not? They're such solid games. I mean, sure, the speedrunners have found really cool ways to clip through walls and stuff, but that doesn't take away from the casual experience.
Dude.
It really doesn't.
When I see speedrunners play Sonic 2, the inner 5-year-old in me is like, holy shit!
Off they go.
They're how? That was my first
impressive.
reaction.
It's impressive.
Mm-hmm.
They are tight. They are good games. They are tight games. That's why I have a Sega Genesis collection. Not because, oh man, it's a Sega drone. No, it's because these are some good games, and I don't have to sign into my PlayStation profile to play my shit.
Yikes.
You know?
Yeah.
Like I've got these games forever. I don't have to download them from a digital store. I don't have to be like, oh wow, my console bricked again. Time to go get another one from local GameStop. No, I can play these whenever I want, however I want, all the time, and they're all great games as a baseline. Sure, I've got some 3 out of 5 games in my collection.
Yeah.
But they're still enjoyable to play. eSWAT, a little platformer shooter game.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like a 3. It's a 3 of 5. But man, it's fun though.
Yeah.
And once you get good at it, you start learning what hazards are ahead of you. You start getting further into the game, and you're sitting there like, oh man, I'm experiencing the joy of progression. Sonic the Hedgehog, same thing growing up. Got filtered by Labyrinth Zone.
Mm-hmm.
But I kept playing it. And you kept playing. We kept playing these
Yes.
games, and we got further every time, and it felt great.
Yeah, you learn something new. You
It
take
felt
that into the
great.
next levels.
This guy has never learned a thing from a video game in his life. He doesn't want to be challenged. Ever.
Never.
Ever.
Ever. Ever.
If the game pushes back for a minute, oh man, I ran into some spikes. Oh, it's bullshit. But it gives him the chance to pick up some of his rings so he doesn't just immediately eat shit a moment later. And then he says, game's just too easy.
Well,
Like, what is a man?
what? Nothing but a miserable pile of secrets. Look.
Miserable pile of bullshit.
But in hashtag current year, without significant improvements to how the core gameplay works, for me at least,
The core
it'll
gameplay is
always
perfect.
No,
It's perfect.
It's bad. You heard him say it. It's bad. What do you
problem with
mean?
Sonic the Hedgehog, the problem with Sonic the Hedgehog and trying to get away from 2D Sonic is that 2D Sonic, functionally, mechanically, is perfect.
Yes.
So what you have to do, the challenge for most 2D Sonic games going forward, is creating new experiences with that core gameplay. And Sonic Mania found a way to do it. They found a way to mesh the old with new stuff.
Yes.
And it was great.
Drop dashes literally save lives when you're in spots like that. When you look at like the power moves from Sonic 1, you couldn't do the spin dash. Like you couldn't just sit there and then spin up. You had to like go backwards and then catch momentum and then ball up to get anything accomplished. Sonic 2, they said, all right, here you go. Here's a new move. You can sit there and you can spin up as long as you keep hitting
Speed
that
on
button.
demand.
Yeah.
It's speed on demand.
And then they said, okay, Sonic 3, we have this new, like, you got more platforming, but we have new mechanics. You can do, like, the pull-up thing. You remember the little, the jack thing. You
Yeah,
do the
I
pull-ups.
didn't like the jack.
No one liked it. No one liked it, but they added it in anyways.
And Jack's too slow.
It's like they added in a
Not-
bunch
not
of stuff
real Sonic,
every
it's not
single
real
game.
Sonic.
And so when you look at those and then you say Sonic Mania exists, they give you the drop dash, which is fucking revolutionary. You're like, oh my god, I can just be in midair and as soon as I hit the ground, I'm already dashing? I don't have to wait?
Wow.
Dude, it's so good.
fall at the first hurdle. And yes, that was the best running pun I could think of to end on.
Oh man. That's
The
the
whole
end.
squad laughing.
They got the whole goddamn squad laughing. That's the end of the video. We did it.
Good.
We got through the.
Wow, that was exhausting.
Yeah, it's never a. It's never a good sign when the guy exists.
There's always that guy. And yet, he will write a video sucking off God Hand. A game that's probably too hard for him.
Do you? I don't want to run this.
weird
No, I'm
stream
gonna say
longer.
no, absolutely not. We're not running longer. But I'm gonna say he stole footage from someone else. I'm going to say someone else played it for him because I
yeah.
cannot believe this man played God Hand. I believe he watched a video talking about how great God Hand was, and he said, "Man, this video is really popular. I need to make a God Hand video." And he pieced something together, some Frankenstein monstrosity of stolen footage.
You know, so I know that people generally, at least back in the days, have not been so kind to God Hand.
God Hand, okay, look, God Hand's different game. It's different game. The Dark Souls, if Dark Souls didn't pop off the way it did, people would drag Dark Souls. They'd be like, "Ugh, it's so arbitrary and bullshit." I mean, you've seen the game journalists. They've been trying to make it easier for years. They've been arguing the case of Dark Souls isn't accessible enough. God Hand, at its face, wasn't accessible enough, so a bunch of people dragged it.
Chat, don't tell him. Don't tell him.
Uh-oh.
Please don't tell him.
What is that? What is that?
Don't worry about
What
it.
is that?
Listen, don't
What
worry.
is that?
Don't worry. Chat.
The fuck is that?
It's. Don't worry about it.
These are favorite games?
You know, I would hate to say yes. I would love to say that maybe these aren't his favorite games. Here, let me just.
Oh, great. So you're saying he got filtered by Dark Souls? But God Hand good?
Maybe God Hand might be good. Sorry, I muted it because I was like, man, we're not gonna watch this video.
Not doing this. We're not doing this.
Just a few seconds. Just give me at least a few, and then maybe the next stream.
God Hand is the most fun that I've had with a video game in years. It very quickly fought its way onto my favorite games list.
Oh, this is his favorite games list, huh?
Yeah, that's.
I'm surprised he had the brain cells for Portal.
Yeah, and
Doom
Factorio.
2016, like, okay.
But those games are fun, Jeans. Sonic the
Deus
Hedgehog
Ex,
isn't fun.
He played Deus Ex?
I don't believe he did.
Dude, this guy went on to 4chan.org/V.
Yeah.
And he saw their favorite games.
He had
That's what
to
this is.
have.
Dude, that's what this is. This is what the spread is. They do 3x3s. They do 3x3s on 4chan where they post their favorite games. And he probably saved that. He probably saved that image off fucking 4chan. That's not his image either. None of the clips are his. He didn't play God Hand.
Couldn't have.
And he stole the 3x3 from 4chan.
I'd be willing to. Okay, we can't actually cover this video on stream. It is 32 minutes long. I don't think we'll make it.
I'm not watching that shit.
Oh no, we're not not watching.
I'm not. He didn't make that content, so why the fuck would we watch it?
God Hand. It said, I've got a killer hand. God Hand is one of the best games ever made. Play it and pour one out for Clover
filtered.
Studio.
Gets filtered. Oh, yep. You know what? That's what he did. He saw it trending. And he had to get a video out.
Yes.
What a fucking creature.
October 21st, 2020.
Guys, let me reassure you, the masses out there. We're never gonna end up like that.
Yeah.
You're gonna see something trend, and don't worry, the Scarlet Symphony video is in the works for 6 months later, maybe 2 years. Trends? Ooh, yikes.
Yeah, trends. Don't know about that one.
Trends tend to bring out the worst in people, and that God Hand video is a good example.
Well, he
that
brings
Sonic
up
Mania. That Sonic Mania video was a good example. The dude jumped on it like, oh man, I gotta make this Sonic Mania video. Didn't know a fucking thing about Sonic the Hedgehog. Amazing. The only thing he knew was the marketing.
Yeah.
And he kept sputtering, gotta go fast, as though it was some sort of enlightened take. What a creature.
Now he did have like this weird comparison in the video to Bayonetta, because they're beat 'em up games. Get it?
Wow, they're exactly the same.
Wow, these are the same thing.
As he tries to mix jelly and fucking peanut butter together.
Wow, we did it.
Wow, 2021 really is shaping up to be a fucking banger.
It is, we show up to the bar whenever it is open, 5 p.m. to 11 a.m. sometimes, and then we kind of just, we sit here and wonder, what could have been?
I evaded all kinds of danger to fall into danger in a different way.
you know, I don't know what happens anymore. I do know, however, that the Pokemon video that he made, Sai, this gentleman, is his top 10 worst Gen 1 Pokemon. And I think he meant Politoed? Poliwhirl? One of those polys?
I was about to say, Politoed's not in Gen 1.
I know. He put in Poliwhirl and is like, oh my god, He has a clip of Politoed being in this video for some reason. Probably because of like after the fact, but no one would have known that. Seal is number 9. I'm just gonna spoil the video for you. Seal is number 9. He brings up
Seal.
He brings up the what's the other one? The one from like probably Gen 3. The blue spherical one.
Feel?
That one, maybe.
Did he not like Sfeel or did he not like Seal?
He did not like Seal.
What's the problem with Seal?
You know, I wish I fucking cared. You know, I used to have, funnily enough, I bring this up as a boomer. KFC back in the day used to have Pokemon merch. And I got a Seal. And so Seal was like my favorite Pokemon, dude.
Fair. That's fair. I've got a bunch of Jirachis lying around, so.
Acquire Jirachi. I guess
acquire Jirachi.
number 8 is Diglett.
What's the problem with Diglett? It's like a little gopher.
It's
like a gopher creature.
I don't. Number 7 is Voltorb.
It looks like a Pokeball.
Yeah,
which is cool.
It reminds
cool
him of a Mimic from Dark Souls. He put that video in there, by the way.
It's literally a Mimic. Yes, it's literally a Mimic. Yes, that's the trick. Gotcha. You thought you were picking up an idol, but an item, but it was me, Voltorb. I said, oh, cool. Neat. I'm gonna catch you now. Oh, he used explode. Anyways.
Oh, he self-destruct. Well, I'm dead. Guess I'll die.
Wow, cool death.
Number 6 is Charizard. I don't even. Wait, this isn't Charizard. Please don't let it be. Please don't let it be Charizard. It is Charizard. Is he basing this off of the anime?
Are we still streaming? Necro,
we're still streaming
Necro,
this.
please.
No, we're still streaming this. I'm mad. Now I'm mad because he brought in Charizard as one of the worst.
Necro, look, Charizard is objectively a shit Pokemon.
Wow.
You're gonna have to take this thing, dude. Look,
no.
Listen to me on this. It looks like a dragon. Doesn't have dragon typing. What's up with that?
I know, that's so weird.
What's going on with
now?
Your boy?
Listen, Charizard. I used to have one of the holographic
Oh,
Charizard
did you trade
cards.
it?
No, I don't know where it went.
Did you wash it?
No, I actually kept it
Throw
in
it
pretty
in the
good
trash?
condition. I don't know where it's at.
Did you use it to cut lines of cocaine?
I probably sold it when I was a kid.
Wow, dude, what'd you sell it for?
I don't fucking remember.
$5?
Probably.
$1.25 so you could get a Coke out of the vending machine?
Dude, probably. Who knows?
Not gonna lie, that Coke out of the vending machine, when you scrap together enough change for it, it kind of slaps.
I mean, yeah, it's a different beast, dude. And then what? The guy that has it now, well, he probably did the same goddamn thing too.
True.
But Charizard is
the lucky holo Charizard that just can't be held by any one man for too long. It just keeps changing ownership.
Yeah. Also, Mr. Mime. He hates Mr. Mime.
It's a mime, dude.
He
Bro.
hates. Wait, no way. He hits the Nidoqueen. Why specifically Nidoqueen?
He's a misogynist, dude.
Does he mean like the whole I think it's just Nidoqueen.
I know the Queen King divide is kind of odd, but it was Gen 1, dude. They can kind of do whatever the fuck they want.
He hates Moltres.
I mean, to be fair, it does look like a featherless chicken.
True.
It looks much better. Moltres looks better when
no.
Moltres is shiny.
Shiny
Moltres actually looks good.
Number 2 is Jinx. I don't think we need to really go into. He does go into the thing. All right.
What did he mean by this?
He meant exactly what you think he meant.
Oh, current year. He's never stopped giving.
Oh my god. Oh my goodness. And number 1, the worst The worst one is Dragonite.
Is he intimidated by the smiling, huggable dragon?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Oh,
I mean, to be fair, I don't trust Dragonite. I think it looks a little suspect. But I do
Dragonite.
recognize it's a bulky dragon.
it
so,
is
I mean,
a fucking monster, bro.
So it's a bulky lad.
Jesus Christ. Why is this?
All right. Well,
video
anyways,
bad? Anyways, yes.
anyways.
Well,
Wow, guys, we talked about Sonic Mania today.
we talked-
You guys enjoyed some Sonic Mania today? Maybe you guys found some newfound appreciation for it.
I like the picture that I chose. It's Knuckles and Tails, obviously pointing at Sonic because he has bad games. Look at him. I think it's fitting. Stop. It's good stuff. I saw that video, Jeans, and like I said, I had
Society
choices to
at
make.
some level.
I was like, I don't really want to put Jeans through this. And then you're like, no, save it. It's a thing. And I said, okay.
No.
it'll be your surprise.
You insisted I watch it before
Yes.
we even went into this.
Yes, absolutely.
And I was like, no, that's fucking stupid. Look. If there's one thing that I want to be, that I want to be online on the YouTubes, Twitters, whatever, I want to be sincere.
Fair.
And watching that video beforehand, and then streaming it and pretending like, oh, whoa, this is so crazy. That wouldn't work. That's not me.
Welcome.
That's not right.
Welcome to YouTube content creation done the necro
Watching
way.
this stuff raw.
Raw.
Wow, that's painful. but it's necessary. This is how it has to be.
Yeah.
I need to see it. I need to see it in the moment.
It's-
Otherwise, you don't know what I'm really thinking.
It's real tough.
I shouldn't be given an opportunity to think about a video. No, just let me say it. Just let me say it.
Oh.
If I have to think about it, is that something I actually believe? Who knows? With this
No.
Sonic Mania video, actually all of them that we've done up to this point, it's all in the moment. It's in the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's not in the moment, what's the point?
Don't worry, we'll find more bad Sega takes. That's an account you could run. Make a bot for it. Bad Sega takes.
That sounds like work.
It
That's
is a
also
lot of
not
work.
me. That's also not me.
Dude, there's so many of them, but we'll do it like once every month or something. It'll be our own little period. We watch bad Sega takes on YouTube, and then we laugh at them.
Anything. Let's be real. Scarlet Symphony. It's anything.
It is anything. But
Truly.
I feel like this type of video is only once in a
No,
lifetime.
you just enjoyed how heated I got.
I did.
That's all that is. That's all that is.
And
You're like,
I
oh,
got
wow, we
to
need more Sega
drink.
videos.
Yeah.
Look how angry you are.
Bro, you're so angry. As I'm also crying underneath my mask. But be safe, chat. Thank you for coming to another a Scarlet Symphony. As I don't know, I'm kind of lit right
Pop
now.
a bottle. It's episode 24. Woo!
I know we're almost at the 25th anniversary.
I can't wait for our 25th anniversary.
I know,
This
the
means it's
25th
24.
I know, it's almost been doing this a year. Can you believe it?
I didn't think we'd make it to 24. The fight was real. We made it though.
Always.
Looking forward to 25.
The big 2-5. Be safe, chat. Wash your hands, otherwise you'll get corona like me. Also, don't go anywhere. Be stuck inside. Just stay inside.
Don't breathe.
Don't even breathe, because you might breathe it in at some point. You never know.
Okay, now turn it off.